side over to alternate, it's really interesting to see what happens because you never, I mean, we haven't seen a team actually ban them out yet or try to ban them out. We've seen Sandra ban before, but it didn't really matter. Realmlord can play so many different champions, but Shen's never banned from Kerp, just like you're saying. He always seems to play it, and I know for a fact he actually has a champion lined up if it does get taken away from him, so maybe we'll see it here, but ban's already coming in.
Yeah, Shen and Lee Sin taken out, obviously aimed at Kerp and RNA. They've been playing those two whenever they can. On the other side, Malphite taken from Wicked, Jace away from Froggen, as we expected. Final ban here will be a second targeted ban to the jungler Aranea in the form of Hecarim.
That's actually, I'd say, a really smart move because Aranea he's pretty much the big playmaker. You've seen him on his Lee Sin getting behind people with his tricky wardrobes, kicking them back into the team, but he also gets people fed really early on. And then you take away Kerp Shen, who's just been playing phenomenally on. It really forced him to play someone else, which we might see him pick up here relatively soon. But either way, we do see Wicked picking up Nunu right now, and I'm assuming that's not going to be in the top lane, but Nunu in patch 3.8 is, actually even in 3.7 was just, sorry, it was 3.8, it was just ridiculously hard to deal with. So he's like a support jungler, which is right up Snoopy's alley, but he also has the increased damage, increased health from the jungle minions, and he's really fast and really quick at counter jungling.
Yeah, and that's something as well. Target away the Lee Sin, the Hecarim away from RNA. You'd expect him to go Nunu, EGR first pick, take the Nunu as well. For alternate here, we are going to be seeing a Thresh and an Elise. Now, Thresh for J-Ree, very, very ridiculous.
Yes. I mean, the pulls he makes, the plays he makes is the big point. It's just really hard to stop that. If you can't dodge one pull, that's all it takes, and you can lose the game completely. The Elise, though, I am proud to say, I actually played against RNA on his Smurf when he was using Elise in the jungle. Didn't work out that well for him that game, but he's actually a phenomenal Elise player. He made some amazing plays, and I'm pretty sure that will be in the jungle.
I wondered what I'd said wrong when you gave me that smile there, but it's because that Elise was come out, which
well, because something happened at level 1,
on.
and it was funny because he died. I was like, yeah. That's an LCS player, but either way, he still played a great Elise throughout the game.
So on the other side here, looking like Evil Genius is going to be going with Zac and Caitlyn. Zac, of course, Wicked's pretty much his go-to champion right now.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's a plus or a downside to it. I mean, because you can look at it as, you know, he's going to play Zac, so you can play something that counters it, or you can take it away from him, force him somewhere he's maybe not as comfortable. His Malphite, he always plays all the time, but he doesn't look so... It doesn't look like he's enjoying it, let's just say that. It doesn't look like he's having a good time, but Zac, very strong champion. We saw Spontex actually in the last game do really well with it. Unfortunately, it looks like communication was a little bit not there since he wasn't able to really group up with his team, but very strong champion.
Strong indeed. Let's have a look then for alternates third and fourth pick. Creatine, well, he didn't really have any problem with insta-locking that Ezreal in there. And we've seen how good Creatine's Ezreal is, and it is a very scary champion to be going up against. Definitely Yellow Pete, we saw them in the matchup there, we talked about both players. And he's going to have to use that range of Caitlyn and be very careful as to what happens in that lane if he goes up with Creatine. And it looks like we'll be seeing a Kha'Zix coming in here for alternate as well.
Okay, so let's touch on the Ezreal just in terms of this matchup before we go to that Kha'Zix. So Creatine Ezreal, like you said, fantastic Ezreal player. But if you look at it, if he goes blue build, which he actually typically doesn't, he can kite away from Zac easily. So he won't be caught. But just in general, even if he doesn't go that build, he cannot be caught that easily by Wicked. So he's going to have that ability to get away. Also, with a Nunu jungler, he's going to have reduced attack speed. But if you go that Triforce, Bloodthirster, Last Whisper build, which he's been doing, it doesn't matter. You can poke down. And the Kha'Zix, I've actually been seeing a lot of jungle Kha'Zix lately since the 3.8 changes, but I'm pretty sure that will be on Realmlord in the mid lane. And we see how strong he is on Assassins. Like his Lissandra, every time he initiates, the team just collapses on the enemy team, and they pick up kills left and right. I don't think I've seen his Kha'Zix before, though.
No, I think that's the beauty, though, here for alternate. They've got Elise and Kha'Zix who could be in top lane, could be in the jungle, could be in the mid lane. So leaving them a little bit guessing here for this one. Right now, Evil Geniuses sitting with Orianna. So we're going to get a chance to see Froggen's Orianna. Crepo going to be going for Janna. Again, one that he's been really feeling lately.
And kind of... Oh, we're going to see Quid. Sorry, that's like, I just want to leave it there because...
Jerry's trolling. Look at his face.
Or
we're going to see Teemo. Possible as well, but still not feeling that one either.
Okay, so maybe they will go R for Frontlord, and Kerp will play. You know, he's just messing around. So let's talk about something else then, because they have played before, obviously. And last time EG ran Malphite, Nasus, Jace, Caitlyn, Janna, and they don't go Quinn.
They don't go Quinn. They've gone for that Ahri. Quinn not got the best win-loss ratio right now. Certainly here in Europe, 0%, not a good number to have. But it is, of course, a small sample size of just one game played yesterday, and Spontex played it for Gambit. But yeah, we are going to be seeing that Ahri in the mid lane. We know how good Realmlord is. And we often see this matchup, the Orianna versus an Ahri.
Yeah, so actually you pointed out something perfect earlier about the Elise and Kha'Zix, where they can go anywhere, which we're currently seeing RNA sit on Kha'Zix in the jungle. So because of that, they were allowed to counterpick Froggen, and an Orianna should be able to take a Kha'Zix 1v1, but an Ahri at level 6, it's really hard to lock her down with your ultimate, so it should be actually a really good counter for him. And I want to know if he's actually going to stick to that Kha'Zix jungle, because that's going to be the first time here in European LCS.
Well, right now we see the Evil Geniuses on your screens, looking focused. We heard from Snoopy, I think his words were, get a bit of a kick in the ass, or in the butt. I'm pretty sure he said ass. He's from Scotland, of course. We don't say butt, on our island. I'll just say that. And, that was right. We talked about this yesterday in the Evil Geniuses game, that they were in a pretty similar scenario to SK, where they said that they'd felt that weeks 1 and 2 they weren't in the right place in terms of how much preparation they'd done, how much practice they'd had, how much time they had to research their opponents and what have you. So we'll see. Evil Geniuses, of course, 1-0 this week. They took down Gambit nonetheless. But this is actually a really important win for them here, because if they lose this, they would be tied then with the likes of Fnatic and SK Gaming and Ninjas in Pajamas.
And that just shows you how much 1 week in LCS can change around the standings, where NIP picking up 2 wins today. EG has the chance to do it, where Fnatic, the bottom of the table, I mean, it was bad enough saying that you never would have thought EG would be there, but Fnatic, the winners of the spring split, going to potentially be at the bottom. So we'll see what's going to happen here in this game.
So we are going to get into game then, and of course it is going to be Alternate versus Evil Geniuses, with EG on that good old blue side. And we'll see if their Lady Luck is shining on them this week to go 2-0. But Jason, at level 1 here, we've got the likes of Thresh in there with the hook. You've got the charms. You've got Nunu, who's just generally annoying, throwing snowballs everywhere.
I'm waiting for like a big smirk from you saying snowballs, but yeah, so level 1. Alternate has the advantage here, I'd have to say, definitely, because they have so much damage mixed in with the Elise, who can switch forms to do good % damage. You have Kha'Zix, if he takes the isolation damage or goes with his Void Spike to do AoE. You have Ahri, who can do the the Orb Deception or even the Charm if you want, not to mention the hook. So if anything, Alternate's going to be the one to engage or to pretty much invade or stop an invade and cause a fight. But either way, Evil Geniuses, like, they have a Nunu. If you're not counter jungling with Nunu, you're kind of doing something wrong. So they need to make a play happen. But Alternate, they've already prepared for this. They have that ward down, and they know that Evil Geniuses is going to potentially go for the blue.
Yeah, that ward down. That'll spot the Orianna ball, and as you can hear from the masses of pings that are going down right now, these guys believe they know what's going to happen. It looks like Alternate may try for something here at level 1. Forellenlord going to go around the corner. The hook comes in. They manage to land it on towards Froggen. Can they follow in? He flashes away, just avoiding the charm. They turn now on towards Snoopy, but not quite got the damage at this level. Bit of an explosive start, but no kills.
If only Jerry got in there a little bit quicker. He's a little bit hesitant waiting for the call to go, go, go. He might have actually, or Forellenlord might have actually landed that charm, but still good damage. You force a flash out of Froggen, so now he's very susceptible to ganks early on. The downside is Jerry doesn't have his Ignite, and I wonder if what they chose level 1 is going to affect it. But Snoopy's going to come in here. He's going to be the Satan Nunu.
He is going to be going into this one, but can they actually bully them away? He's taking a lot of damage. Creatine coming in is going to get exhausted up as a great Howling Gale will stop the chase for now. But Creatine and Forellenlord both working their way in for this one. And if a charm lands, which now it won't because Forellenlord's backed away, well, I can just forget about what I was saying because none of it happened. And they go into lane.
But still, look what happened. Creatine got so much damage onto Yellow Pete and onto Cripple, and even Snoopy there, who obviously is Nunu, not going to matter too much. But that just gives you so much dominance in lane against a Caitlyn who outranges you a little bit, but with those lifesteal Quints, you should be able to heal up. It just depends on how well Creatine can really punish him right now. You're seeing Wicked actually harassing Kirby. He is level 2, so he does have that little bit of an advantage.
So already a very much fun start to this one. Always like it when we get the aggression coming out at level 1. And I imagine now we're going to settle down a little bit here and both players get things on the way. So this bottom lane going to count a lot on if J-Re can land the hooks.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. If you're a Blitzcrank or a Thresh, I mean, you obviously do a lot of damage, but just one hook on a Yellow Pete, one hook on a Creppo, pull him in. You should be able to lock them down. I want to point out something about RNA. So he's not playing his typical Lee Sin jungler, but Alternate, they're the fastest first blood team in European LCS right now at a time of 4:45, and usually 99% of the time, RNA is the man to make that happen. So I wonder if that's going to affect them. I wonder if that's going to mean that the first blood won't come as early, and they might be a little bit held back because they like to play really aggressive.
see already Forellenlord taking a lot of damage, but if there's one man who knows how to play against an Orianna, probably would be Forellenlord at this stage of things. Aranea actually got really low in the jungle there, by the way, but he's, you know, he's a spider. He's got his spiderlings to tank things up, and he can continue on his way here and get good clear. Yeah,
it looks like he's actually just going to jungle up, just try to level up right now, and not try to go for any early ganks because he knows Evil Genius has so many wards. So about that 5-minute mark, 5 to 5:30 is when the wards usually fall down. He might try to go for a gank there. So I wonder if he's going to go boots or just go straight to that Spirit Stone, as LP, smartly enough, actually Evil Genius just backing away, taking double golems when it's up, because they know if they just keep farming, keep out leveling alternate bottom lane, they should have the damage and should be able to hold on.
Yeah, this top lane, of course, Wicked versus Curve. Curve actually got the level advantage on him now. Wicked was slightly higher than him. See how that one all works out here in the future. Can't imagine that we'll see too much in terms of kills coming out there without the likes of Aranea or Snoopy getting involved.
But I like how you pointed out Kurt, how he had that level advantage early on, because usually he plays Shen, and that's where we see him every time. And the only time he's ever interacting with the other lanes and helping pick up kills is when he's Shen ulting to save someone. But now he's playing Kha'Zix, who can roam around extremely well. I wonder if he's really going to interact with mid lane or some other lanes to make some plays happen. But as you see on the minimap, Aranea has already come towards the top side. It looks like he's just going to push the lane in.
Yeah, this is going to be a push, which, now we actually saw Spontex having the lane fairly aggressively pushed onto him in that last game. He was obviously completely outraged as well against that Kennen of Extinct, so not exactly the same scenario. And I think that Wicked will be able to handle this pressure that's coming in underneath his turret. Not really much that Aranea can do here. He's just basically throwing in what he can, cocoon landing, and well, not really too much to write home about there, as Kurt will go back.
And take a look at Snoopy on your minimap right now. He's trying to go for invade. He's trying to counter jungle. He knows Aranea was in the top lane, so I really wonder, is this Aranea outsmarting Snoopy by showing himself in a lane, making Snoopy counter jungle him and not letting him gank other lanes? Or is it just maybe Snoopy taking advantage of the situation?
Well, I can't read minds, but it's not often, we can't really say that it's often that we see Snoopy in the enemy jungle at this stage of a game, especially not on a wolf camp.
Yeah, I mean, usually you want to take, obviously, the big things away, like the red buff and the blue buff, but anything you could take away early on, he's coming down bottom, will be spotted by a ward. And Jerry doing a good job of protecting Cretan down here. And Snoopy, actually, I don't think he knows he's staying on a ward currently, and that's wasting a lot of his time.
Yeah, Cretan is just hanging there. Of course, he does have that arcade shift just to back away. Jerry at the furthest point away, and he missed the hook there.
I think that was on purpose, because he wanted Snoopy to stick around. He's like, oh, I'm going to throw a hook and be aggressive like we don't know there's a jungler there, just to kind of make him stick around, which he's currently doing, as well, the blow was going to give it away, but I think that he did it on purpose, and that was really smart of him. Oh, actually, do you see where that ward is? Actually behind the first middle turret. I didn't even notice that till now. Snoopy put that down to spot where Aranea is going. He's trying to shut Aranea down in the jungle, and honestly, that is the best way to do it.
Well, we'll see if that can have an impact on him. They know that Aranea is on this bottom side of the map, but do they know that he's snuck in inside of that brush? Aranea is like, well, should I just recall here from this one? Cretan and Jerry themselves just stood in there. Aranea, I think trying to bait that one out there, that recall, just to see if EG actually come in, try and get an auto attack or whatever off onto him, but they don't actually know he's there, and the hook's going to land here onto Crepo. He flashes away. Mid-air was the cocoon. That was literally split-second reactions from Crepo. He would have been in a lot of trouble if he'd not flashed.
That might have been first blood as well, but Snoopy's coming down from middle. Looks like Alternate does not know where he's currently there, but Aranea is sticking around. Jerry's going to face check this.
Jerry face checking in there, as we are going to see a brilliant Howling Gale come across, but they turn around on towards Crepo, and the first blood coming down there from Jerry, missing out with the hook, but they're going to keep chasing this one. Yellow Pete's getting hits from the minions, has to use his barrier, and Cretan actually trying to get in there with the flash for the last damage, as Wicked now in the top lane is in a lot of trouble. Forellenlord up there, Wicked flashing in. He's going to be underneath the turret here, which is going to make it very hard for him to escape it, and Forellenlord in the end picks up the kill. That's 2 in quick succession for Alternate.
That was so well. Oh, it's not over.
It's not over. You can't talk just yet, Jason. Jerry actually tanking up the turret here. It's not going to matter. Cretan is going to get the kill. Look how low they are. Perfectly executed once again for Alternate.
So well done.
But in the... Sorry, Jason, just following you.
Oh my god, Spen's scared. But he's not. Anyways, so we see in the beginning of that, you saw Aranea actually push up. He was obviously seen. He went and tried to land the cocoon on Crepo. He backed away, and Snoopy came in. He stuck around long enough to turn that fight around and completely give him that first blood. And then obviously 2 kills bottom lane. And of course, Forellenlord roaming around. That's That's like his trait. He did it yesterday in Lissandra. When he hit level 6, went top lane, went for the kill right away, got it. And it seems like when he has a level 6 mark, you have to make sure to ward against him or just call him MIA every time you don't see him on the map, because he's really creating plays, and it really helped Kerp out, who baited Wicked in very far. He has no flash now, and that means that Arne, he could potentially go for a gank here, not to mention that pink ward currently down will stop that ward.
Yeah, able to get rid of that ward that Wicked has just invested into. Kerp just walks straight down there and he's like, well, see you later. A sad face, I think, is what Wicked will be pulling after seeing that one happen.
Does Zach have a face?
He does. It changes very easily, actually, because it's made of goo. Right now, Alternate going in for their first Dragon of the match. 9 minutes in.
And Alternate, they do have the most dragons taken in European LCS so far in the summer split. Yelpeat's gonna try to steal it here. Ooh, so close, but Arne does lock that one down. Good job by Alternate to really take advantage of that, really get it down quickly. And that gives him a decent gold lead so far.
Yeah, it's actually approaching 2,000 gold here at 9 minutes in. We're seeing the blue buff being given over towards Forellen Lord, who currently is 20 CS behind, but that's mainly because he's been roaming, because he went up to that top lane there to get involved on that kill on towards Wicked. As right now, Snoopy inside of the jungle. They're going to meet up with Kerp here. Kerp needs to be very careful as he jumps away. The snowball comes in, but the red buff has already gone. But here comes Forellen Lord landing the charm on towards Snoopy. Can he escape from this one? Aranea coming around the side. They land the cocoon on towards Wicked, who will just jump away from that one. And bit of a messy encounter, but EG coming out on top of that one, stealing away that red buff.
Yeah, great job to keep that away from Aranea. Not to mention, Kerp, did he actually level up his jump first instead of, he didn't evolve his W? So obviously with the change to 3.8, he kind of did that on purpose, but so let's see exactly how that works out. Aranea is actually coming top lane. They know there's no ward there, and Wicked, he might be in trouble.
Well, speaking of in trouble, Creatine down in the bottom. He is going to take an ace in the hole. Well, not quite got the damage to kill him, but it will force him, at least for now, out of the lane. As Forellen going to go all in here on towards Froggen, who used his barrier there. Managed to stay alive, and I don't think Forellen realised how healthy he could be after that, as Wicked now going to be the one in trouble. He gets cocooned up, he's going to bounce away to freedom, and he will survive. Great
use of that ultimate right there to escape. He definitely would have been dead in the end, but they're going to push the lane on him either way. And Stupid looks like on the Mimics can actually protect that and get a little bit of CS here. And look at the mid laners, they're so low. They know if they can calmly the person perfectly, they're going to get the kill, and they both want it. They both want that blood.
Well, right now there's a flash and an ignite up for Forellen Lord. Just a flash for Frog, and that could be a bit of a difference in that one. We just saw Snoopy snowball in midair. He's gone up to cover that top lane. And actually, he's gonna put the ultimate down here, which did very little damage in the end.
Got all the farm, though.
Well, that's true.
Gotta be happy man from that. And also stop the push on the turret. So, I mean, in the end, it worked out. His ultimate's not really effective in ganks. I mean, obviously, it slows you down a little bit, but that was a good use of it either way, as EJ says, looks like they want to push up this lane here, but Forellen, there's no ward spotting him come down. That was an alternate ping as well, so they might be able to get behind him here. We might see a kill happen.
Yeah, there we go. True Shot Barrage comes down. REG going to be able to escape from this one. There's the hook, and it lands on towards Yellow Pete. That's a fantastic monsoon, but will it be enough? No, the charms landed onto him, and Forellen Lord picks up another one now and goes 2 for 0.
And Crepo, he had a ward on him to put it down there in the tri-bush, but unfortunately he was just a little bit too late. And Forellen Lord roaming around, that's what he does on his champions. He likes these assassins that really do that. It works out so well for him, and now he's going to come back to middle lane.
Yep, going to be moving in there, needs to be a little bit careful, does land the charm there onto Froggen, but the presence of that Nunu causing him a few issues here, as we do see, Aranea repels over on towards the race, Froggen using the shockwave onto him, and Aranea still manages to get the big race after all that.
If you take a look at farm really quickly, okay, just to see if a fight's going to break up, but farm really quickly, you do see Wicked actually has a lead top lane, which is really surprising considering he's died once there, he's been pushed out twice. Actually, he's forced to farm on a turret once. It's really surprising to see him have that big of a lead, but Forellen Lord, as he has 94 CS to the 118 of Frog, and he's down a little bit of CS, but he does obviously have those two kills over him. And Creatine out farming Yellow Pete on Caitlyn. We talked before in the matchup between them. Creatine very aggressive, Yellow Pete very passive, very defensive, and right now, and Ezreal shouldn't be out farming a Caitlyn.
see some pressure from Pharrell Lord on this middle turret. Obviously, his own turret took a few hits there with Snoopy and Froggen getting in onto it. We've got Kerp actually coming down here off to the side as well. I think they realized they couldn't do much with that one, as we are going to see ulti coming out. The charm actually land, which cancelled that one out. Kerp jumps in. They get the 1 kill. Can they finish off Froggen? Pharrell Lord has to be really careful here. He's pretty low as the ball lands, but he's still alive from that one. And Pharrell Lord will walk away, and that brings Alternate to 5 kills.
That damage was insane on Kerp, as he's not level 11 just yet to get the extra evolution. Wicked, he's trying to push the lane, he's farming up, and the thing is, Evil Geniuses, they want to take this game as long as possible. Alternate, they have no tank really. I mean, RNA obviously kind of is, as a least, but he can't absorb that much damage. The rest of them are just heavy assassins with Pharrell Lord. He's going to try to get a charm onto someone, they're going to try to cocoon him, and then Kerp's going to try to assassinate them and just reset over and over. And as long as EG can keep this up, is he taunting him? But as long as EG keeps this up, as long as they can just stall the game out for for about 10 more minutes, they should be fine in these fights.
Yeah, already got the workings of that Sunfire cape coming in there. Has Wicked start door and shield as well, so pretty hard. You saw Kerp just trying to do damage to him under the turret and wasn't really tickling him. But, you know, on the other side, we've seen how others can go down as Kerp here. Going to be trying to jump away from Wicked. He's actually burning from the Ignite there. Off to the right, which we didn't quite see, but he did survive.
Yeah, barely. Wicked getting so close. That's the second time he's actually almost bursting him down completely. Also, they're trying to push middle. They're trying to get that turret, which is already very low. The first one hasn't been taken just yet, but it looks like Evil Juices will be the first one to get it.
Yeah, seems like, oh no, because Alternate have got the one in the bottom lane there. Now Creaton just going in there, a little bit aggressive. Wicked has taken down the top turret, so those outer turrets being exchanged here, but that middle turret from EG is probably not going to be lasting very long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Alternate starts to move up a little bit, because that's really goes. Freller's actually going in.
He is going in. He's landed the charm in for this one as well, but does he have the damage? There's another orb coming across. Froggen actually still alive from this. There's the shockwave coming out, and Frelner being hit there by the minions. Just about survives it, and a crazy, crazy fight, and that's just a fantastic battle as a true shot barrage comes across from and Protect. Froggen says no problem.
Good guy, Cameron. That was perfect control right there to watch that going across. Dragon is back up though, and also it looks like they will be able to lock this one down. Ooh. No, we've seen the Howling Gale steal a Baron away in North America LCS. That almost stole away Dragon.
Close, but
no,
not quite for Crepo there with Janna, as we are going to see a hook landing here onto Yellow Pete. He is not getting away from this one, son, as there is the Lantern coming out. Kerp going to get the slowdown from the Void Spikes, and he's going to go straight in on top of him. Barrier used here by Yellow Pete, gets flayed back, and it's Kerp who picks it up and jumps away. 6-0 Alternate.
Great use of that ultimate as well. Kerp, be careful. That's great use of his ultimate there, just to make sure his Void Spikes would actually slow as they almost land the hook onto Froggen. And he's still being aggressive here. He has to be careful. He's 2v3 right now.
Yeah, actually going to get flayed there. The box goes down from J-Ree. They're going to try and keep chasing. A good Howling Gale comes out, though, from Crepo, and that should be enough to send Alternate packing.
And look what the word coverage currently is at. It's over mostly towards the bottom side of the map. They kind of just left top lane alone, which Wicked is honestly taking complete advantage of. He has almost a 50 CS lead to Kerp, but obviously he has 1 death, no kills, and no assists. It looks like Alternate, they really want to focus on the bottom side of this map.
There is that middle outer turret going down for Alternate, puts them in the lead on turrets. They are...
Yeah, I mean, they're up in turrets right now, and they're keeping that gold income. As long as they keep doing that, they want to win this early on, and Frontlord, he's not even scared to be at the second inner turret to try to take it.
Yeah, 4,000 gold ahead is what I was trying to get out there before I started copying myself to death, as there is a shockwave onto Frontlord. Gonna have to use that ultimate to get away from that one, but there's the problem with the R. Even if the shockwave lands, it's hard to follow up with it.
It really is. You kind of have to. Oh, he missed the over the wall.
We'll ignore that one.
Yeah. Actually, if he did get over the wall, he might have died right there. But Arne coming around.
Here comes Wicked, actually somehow manages to get away from the taunt. He's going to try and jump away here as he's hooked in mid-air there. And right now, he's somehow managing to escape this one. That was pretty crazy stuff there. And Wicked, well, he does manage to escape, even though he probably shouldn't in all rights.
Yeah, probably not, definitely. But what happened was, even though Evil Geniuses didn't really win the fight, they didn't lose it. And right now, Yellow Pete is pushing bottom lane. He's able to catch up and farm. He was currently down before, but as long as he keeps farming, he's going to get so strong and really hard to deal with. Already has that Bloodthirster done right now, but we do see Frontlord coming down here to deal with it.
And there is the turret going down, all tied up on that front, but still that 3,000 gold difference is going to remain. Let's have a look here at the CS then. AD carries Cretan, got an advantage there. Froggen getting the better of Lord when it comes to the creep score, but not the kills, which actually leaves Lord a good chunk of gold ahead, almost 1,000. At this point, top lane Wicked doing a fantastic job when it comes to farming. 5,200 gold to the 5,400, but his CS is at more than 50 right now.
Yeah, and he's down 2 kills, down 1 assist, and he's still pretty much even in gold, if not, well, actually almost ahead of him at this point. That is a phenomenal job by Wicked, and he's gone pretty much straight tank, so if Creatine doesn't get a Lost Whisper relatively soon, he's going to be hard to deal with for him. I'm curious to see what is Ari actually going to buy. What is Froggen going to pick up with that 2,000 gold if we can take a look at those items? Because he usually goes like DFG and likes to burst someone down.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's been doing in the past. Death Firegraph's coming in. Already got the Athene's Unholy Grail in there with the Blasted One as well. So we'll see where he goes the next time that he does decide to go back home and buy. Right now, Aranea is camping in the brush, hoping that Wicked steps a foot forward as they put a ward down on top of a pink ward once again, and Wicked is right for the taking right now. Here we go then. Where's the cocoon? They're actually not going to need it pretty much here, as Wicked's passive is going to get popped. It's Crepo there to try and save him, puts the Monsoon down. He's actually, is he going to get back up here? It's going to be really close, but not quite, and Crepo now will have to back away. Snoopy coming in to offer a little bit of defense, but they've lost that 1 man again. That
was a really good attempt by Crepo right there to really hold that down. But in the meantime, Altit, they're 3-man pushing middle, and it looks like Kirby's coming down as well. Blue buff is available, so they could potentially steal this away, but Kirby might get caught.
Yeah, they may be able to actually get in there. Crepo taking a lot of damage from Kerpers. There is Lord, couldn't quite land the charm on towards Yellow Pete. Are they going to go up into the jungle and try and deal with Crepo and Snoopy? No, in the end they say, let's try and take this turret down. Already down very, very low, but didn't want to be tanking it up for too long.
The thing is, EG, they haven't gotten 1 kill yet. Oh, he's not going to go to Arne's going to try to steal it. He does have Smite, but he takes it anyways, and now Froggen's going to chase him down with no mana.
Well, I think RNA could have the better of this one. He's 2 levels behind. He has to escape now that Snoopy's coming in. There's the Lantern from J-Ree, and he pulls him to safety.
That is really scary to see that many, 2 flying bugs come at you right there with the Thresh Lantern, not to mention Kha'Zix can jump as well. But Cretan, he's being very aggressive here, trying to go in on Yellow Pete. He's forced to back away. And just, I mean, to be honest, being down 2 dragons, being down 7 kills, they're not that far behind. Like, they're still keeping up very well, and you really can't count them out at all. It might come down to this next dragon if, you know, Evil Genius wants to go for it, which, honestly, it's typically not their style to really kind of contest a dragon at this point.
Yeah, if they feel that they can't get it safely, then it's probably not worth it in the end. But as you said, it's been another chaotic start to a game, which is, you know, think back to Alternate versus Fnatic. It's the kind of scenario that they really flourish in. Kills left, right, and center all over the map with people in different lanes. Need to be expecting them to be popping out of the bushes and in your own jungle. So that's really where Alternate are thriving here, once again, with a bit of chaos on the map.
Exactly. Chaos is the perfect word. Ozone Giants were the last ones to do that in the spring split, and they're doing it perfectly. And we saw yesterday, SK, they stopped that. Like, they pretty much matched the aggression. They were the one forcing the plays. They were the one forcing Altit to react to what they were doing. And Evil Jesus, they just don't have a comp for that to happen. And they're trying to set up for a kill on Crepo, it looks like.
Well, that's probably going to be down to whether J-Ree can land that death sentence onto someone. There is the dragon, looking like Alternate are going to be taking that one here once again. At least it's been started off by RNA. Alternate kind of holding here, just body blocking basically the ramp and saying, if you come through, we've got to fight. And that's how it's going to go. In the meantime, RNA has finished off that dragon, and that will increase the gold.
And the thing was, Alternate only needed 2 people. They did get the pull on Crepo.
Oh, what a pull it was as well. Was completely in the different direction. Catches a lot of people off with that one. And Lord not quite landing the charm into Snoopy. That could have been 2. That's right, now he goes in there with the charm. There's a shockwave coming down to EG. Want to fight this one. It looks like they're going to try and turn this one around again. The charm not quite connecting. But they've done the 1 for 0. And the hook once again. Very close, but not landing.
I'm not sure if it's just over. And as I said, they back away. But Alternate, I mean, they can keep pushing. I was trying to say, they only sent 2 members at Dragon, and the rest of Alternate was defending middle lane, because that's usually how you counter when a team goes for Dragon. You just push their middle turret. But with this turret very low, it looks like they should be able to take it. It's just that they're going to have to back away.
Yeah, EG backing out completely from that one. I feel like they're strong enough to put up a solid defense that wouldn't have cost them with 3 or 4 deaths maybe by the end of that one. Crepo just getting himself back into play as well. So things should, at least may, slow down a little now for us to talk somewhat about the items, because we have the Rabadon's Death Cap already finished here for Ellen Lord's Ari, along with that Athene's, which I talked about earlier. On the other side, similar scenario, but Froggen going in for those boots first, even upgraded them to home guards, and got the needlessly large rod.
You have to give him credit. The damage Froggen is doing is really substantial, even though he doesn't have that many items. I mean, he's down that death cap against his counterpart, but he still did a lot of damage to Ellen Lord and Creatine, because they don't have any really defensive items except what RNA is bringing with that runic bulwark. So that is, it's definitely a close race right there, but the 80 carries for me is where it's really at right now. You have a Bloodthirster and an Avarice Blade on Yellowpete, which when do you ever see Avarice Blade anymore really picked up? So he's going to go for that static shift as Frelnord fails a ward there, but we'll ignore that one as well. But he's going for that static shift so he has some extra wave clear, because they realize they're going to be playing defensive. They have to go to hold them off on turrets, and with the static shift, with the ball from Orianna, and not to mention the Piltover Peacemaker and the Howling Gale from Crepo, you should be able to hold on to turrets really well.
That's if Ultimate decide to actually siege, but not just dive straight on top of your head. That may possibly happen at some point as well. Right now, it's EG who are actually pushing on towards the turrets. This middle outer turret right now only has J-Ree there for defense. Snoopy and who was it? It was Wicked. Snoopy and Wicked, sorry, who were up there trying to hold on to that one, as we see the hook missing, but the charm actually will miss as well, and Wicked going in here on towards Frelnord. Gotta use Let's Bounce, but Frelnord not taking too much damage from that, as Creatine coming in from the side. RNA are there as well, but they can't quite get in and hold anyone from EG down long enough.
Evil Geniuses, they're really trying to scrape anything they possibly can. I mean, they're trying to hold on to their own jungle, but they don't have that great of ward coverage down just yet. Also, they've been warding up as much as possible. You saw Frelnord. He came in from bottom side of the map, wasn't even spotted until he got there. And that's how much coverage they have. The top turret now, the top inner turret actually might be sieged. Well, I think you're right though. I think it's not going to be sieged. They're just going to fight on it if they want. If Evil Geniuses does put up any sort of resistance here. And this can be a big point in the game where if Evil Geniuses do get dove on and they lose a fight here, that could be the game.
As the top inner turret already taking a good few hits, down to just above half of its health remaining. Blue buff for spawn, that's going to be a freebie here for Alternate as well. What you'd expect for Ellen Lord will have the pleasure of taking, well indeed. And that's again the timing from Alternate. They've had that now the last 2 times away. RNA, of course, did manage to steal it last time, and right now they're moving in with a lot of people, with a good wave of minions. They're going to take this turret.
Good job, and they're currently up 5-2 in turrets now. Not to mention quite a bit of gold as well. And I'm stuck looking at Kerp right now on the lower right-hand side of your screen, and you look at him using the trackball mouse with his thumb. It's very mesmerizing, Joe, if you take a look at it for a second. But looks like Alternate will be backing away here. And Evil Geniuses, they don't know they're backing away, as Arne is actually showing his force right there, but they have to back away as well.
Yeah, actually, if you do watch his thumb there in the bottom right, it is kind of strange to see that, because it's not something you see every day, that's for sure. Outer turret in the mid lane has finally been finished off by Evil Geniuses. That will bring them back somewhat, but there's still a couple of turrets down. No inner on the top lane, no inner in that mid lane. The bottom lane will surely be the next target here for Alternate.
I don't know if Evil Geniuses might be able to get caught here. Jerry, he has Orko. Actually, it looks like EG might engage here.
EG going to be going in for this one. Will they be able to land that shockwave? Snoopy actually getting charmed up and takes a lot of damage from that. And there's a hook on towards Wicked as well. A Howling Gale will knock Jerry into the air. Wicked in the end has to flash away. Kerp going very deep from this one. Pops his ultimate and still can't quite land those void spikes over. He's going to continue chasing with Creatine from this one. EG completely moving back. There's the True Shot Barrage to pick up the kill. Fail jump from Kerp, just to say, as Frelnord goes in as well. They landed the charm there on towards Froggen, and the hook onto Yellowpete. Can he escape from this one? He's already down to less than half. Gets hit with the cocoon, and it's a double kill coming down for Kha'Zix.
And that was just a whitewash for Alternate to destroy them. And you saw Froggen. He tried to steal away the blue up, actually, away from RNA, because he took the ball off of Wicked and went for it. But I wonder, maybe if he held on to it, maybe if he kept it on Wicked, they could have actually went for the Let's Bounce Orianna combo right there and really taken someone out. But in the meantime, Alternate, they're going to go for Baron. They honestly should be able to take it pretty easily. Snoopy's coming around, and it's just dropping too fast.
Nah, he's not going to get there in time for that one, I'm pretty sure. That's going to be way gone before Snoopy can get anywhere near. And that is, I mean, Alternate now, 11 for 0, not a single kill for Evil Geniuses. Don't think that even Alternate in their biggest of plans would have thought that EG will have 0 kills, almost half an hour into this game. And we'll see now, with that extra power that the Baron's given them, what they're going to come back to play with and what their next part of the plan is.
Cross their fingers and hope that they can hold on to their inhibitor turrets, I'd have to say. But Joe, I'm actually thinking about something you said earlier about Jerry on Thresh. He is a beast on it. And if you think about all these fights so far, his hooks have been landing constantly. You saw Yellow Pete get caught with one just a few minutes ago, and they almost were able to pick up the kill onto him. And that's like their big playmaker right there. As long as he lands a hook, someone dies.
Now we see another Dragon going over to alternate. Their objective control in this game has been absolutely perfect, to be honest. It's given them a 10,000 gold lead in. We're not even at the half an hour point. They've not lost a single man in any of these fights or any of these encounters that they've come from. That will probably change by the end of the game, but right now, Alternate are looking like the first place team in the summer split of the LCS. They're dominating EG.
Yes, they are. And the objective control you mentioned was spot on. I mean, they have most Dragons taken in European summer split of LCS, but the blue buffs they've been taken away constantly away from Frog and not letting him keep that for the cooldown reduction, not to mention just the spam ability that he can do as the hook's going to land on Wicked, but they're not going to engage upon that. But you're definitely right. You hit the nail on the head. Alternate is just controlling everything they possibly can.
Right now, Pharrell Lord is pushing the mid lane. Alternate have only got 2 men. 2 men there drew the entire EG team down to this inner turret in that bottom lane. Middle lane being pushed, as I said, by Pharrell Lord constantly. See there in the bottom left of your screen that he's going to continue putting down as much damage to that as he can. Meanwhile, Creaton is hammering away on that inner turret in the bottom lane. But honestly, I don't think the EG can really afford to be fighting this one, as they are going to go in on towards Wicked. He's going to bounce through the middle of the pack as a box goes down here from J-Ree. A flash away from J-Ree in the end, as Snoopy is going to put down Absolute Zero, but gets hooked for the pleasure. He won't be finished off there quite. An Alternate forced to back away somewhat. Yellow Pete and Froggen still full HP. That could be crucial here. And
that was a really close fight, considering Alternate did have Baron and their up 11 kills. Evil Genius trying to fight as much as possible, as Yellow Pete's getting very brave here, trying to push down Creaton's health, but he does have that chain vest, and it looks like Fromlord, he's just going to go back to middle. He's going to go back to pushing that lane in, and Evil Genius, they have to give something up. They can't keep this up. They need to heal. They need to back away, and it looks like they will lose that bottom turret for it.
Yeah, and one interesting thing that we saw there, Creaton stood on top of the ball from Froggen and said, "Come on, press R. I dare you to see that if you're faster than me." Arcane Shift was up, he would have been straight out of there, ready for that one. But Froggen not falling for that cheeky bait. Right now we've got, once again, Pharrell Lord going up, and another blue buff is going to be claimed here by the red side of Alternate, and that gold lead, it keeps increasing.
It just seems like Evil Geniuses, they're, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm, really talking bad about them, but they're kind of caught with their pants down. Like, they can't control their blue. They can't keep control of their jungle, which obviously, I mean, it's understandable considering if J-Ree has an Oracle, it's hard to kind of push out against that. They can't really go into head-to-head fight against Alternate anymore, so they're pretty much just stuck in their base, trying to keep the waves that are coming at them. And Alternate, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they wait for the next Baron to come up and then just go for that flat-out push, because if you do take an inhibitor right now, it gives Evil Genius free farm.
You see that they are trying to get out into their own jungle to at least get some kind of vision out there right now. J-Ree's probably going to be trying to clear that out once again as they come back in, but we've just seen Pharrell Lord actually picking up the Void Staff. Bought that flat out when he came in there. Not obviously been back since they went down for that Baron a little bit earlier on, so he's only getting stronger. Looks like he's going to be going Haunting Guys next there from what he's already got. So it's just a perfect play here from Alternate. I don't want to even talk about EG and what they've maybe done wrong, because this is just subliminal play from Alternate.
It is. That's exactly what they're doing, and it exactly explains how they've been playing. I mean, 2-0 to see the engage.
Wicked going in, the shockwave was on him, and that already causing problems here for Lord, but look at the damage. Wicked gonna have Cell Division popped here. They'll be able to finish that one off. Creaton gets knocked over the wall by the Monsoon out of Crepo, but they're not done here. They're gonna keep going. A flash away there from Yellow Pete will get him back to the safety of that tower, but will Alternate keep going? They managed to land the hook on Froggen. J-Ree goes in, but couldn't quite get onto Froggen in the end. He flashed away from that one. And another crazy bit of a fight that ends 1-0 for Alternate.
That was a great Howling Gale coming out of Crepo. I think he stopped J-Ree from going in and paired him with the flash from Froggen, but you saw how squishy Pharrell was right there. If they could have gotten one more member just a little bit closer, they could have killed him. And honestly, that might have been a fight they could have won right after that. But either way, they do lose the first inhibitor turret of the game. Evil Jesus, I mean, they're showing they're still putting up a fight. They're down a substantial amount of gold, though. Like, that is a lot.
Yeah, a real lot of gold right now. I
can't even count that high.
And I always like to fall back on, we've seen EG in this position in the past, but definitely not with the same lineup here. And I don't think against a team that looked so unstoppable at that point in the game, of course, referring back all the way to the CLG versus Moscow 5 game at DreamHack. But Alternate here, they are just looking unstoppable. As I said, looking like the team that's currently 7-2 right at the top of the Summer LCS here in Europe.
I think we both agree that if Evil Jesus wins this game, or if they have a chance to win this game, Alternate has to make a mistake.
Yeah.
And with the way they're playing, it does look like it's going to happen. They're playing flawless right now. 7 turrets, 12 kills, like, not to mention the 13,000 gold they currently have. Baron will be up in about a minute, and this is the last one. Like, this is going to be the Baron that ends the game, I have to say. Either for Evil Jesus or for Alternate. And I'm pretty sure that Alternate, if they can bait in a fight, as long as they have the superior ward coverage, which they're going to have, I have to point out, they can bait Evil Jesus in. And I'm curious, are EG going to let this one go away and try to win on a fight on an inhibitor turret, or maybe try to contest it? Because you do have a Nunu.
Well, let's have a look back to that last fight, maybe for a bit of inspiration. It was almost perfect for them. Wicked, let's bounce straight in there, had the ball, the Shockwave managed to lock 3 of them, I think 3 of them up in that one. But they couldn't pick up a kill from it, and that's not going to be getting any easier. They're going to have to drag this game out, I'd say, at least another 20 minutes before they actually get into that kind of position, as we do actually have a slight pause here.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you're definitely right. It's not going to get any easier for them after that fight, because they're coming back with better items, and only time is really going to help them out. If they can just keep in the game and keep farming up. And I wonder if it's frogging with FPS problems again, like you had yesterday, as we'll find out exactly what the problem is very soon. But Evil Jesus, I mean, you do have a Nunu. You do have the potential to steal something away. I mean, the consume with the smite combo, you'll have more damage to an objective than currently Arnea will have.
Well, we are going to be getting straight back into this one there. We can see that the teams are already playing, so let's drop back in and see if EG can actually do anything here to stop this Alternate steam train.
We'll definitely see as Baron is now live here. Now it's what they're heading straight for it. Evil Jesus, they're nowhere near it. Brother's all by himself. He has to be careful. If he gets caught, he's going to be very bad.
Well, Baron already well underway. Let's see if EG can get anywhere near this one. Right now, they're definitely not too far away from things. They're going to keep doing the damage here. It's going to be getting very low as the hook is going to land in on towards Snoopy. He will put his ultimate down, but it's not going to be catching many of them in it. It's RNA that takes the brunt of the damage. Crepo going very, very low. He will be finished down, but there is Lord now getting on towards Yellow Pete. He's completely missed the charm, and Yellow Pete doing a great job to actually pick up for Lord there as well, and that will be a 4 for 2. EG picking up their first 2 kills of the game, but losing 4 at the same time. This is going to give at least an inhibitor to Alternate.
It will, but we have to keep in mind, Yellow Pete picked up a double kill and got a killing spree bonus off of those. He just got a huge amount of money in his hands, and he has a Last Whisper. I think he just built it up. I'm not sure if it was built before the fight, but they will definitely lose an inhibitor. I'm not sure if they're going to lose more, though.
Well, let's have a look at the spawn timers. 9 seconds for Crepo. Wicked, of course, is already back up. Yellow Pete not going to be in there for 20 seconds. And I think Alternate playing this a safe way here. Take down that inhibitor and then push out the other lanes. That Baron, of course, wasn't taken in that last encounter, so he's still available for the taking.
And to see how the ultimates kind of chime in here. It looks like everyone's ultimate will be up for this next fight if it does happen yet again at Baron, but Yellow Pete picked up a BF sword, so he's going to be doing a lot more damage. Crepo picked up an Oracle, so he's going to definitely be trying to get the vision back somewhat, but while we do have, I'd say about this 30-second lull in action, you can take a quick look at the items that Creatine, 4-0-8. He did this in the first week where he just would not die. He has the Iceborne Gauntlets now, the Blade of the Rune King, the Last Whispers, Spirit of the Elder Lizard, and another BF sword on top of that. So it looks like he will go for a Bloodthirst, I'm assuming. Actually, no, it looks like he's going to go Infinity Edge, if I'm not mistaken. But you look at the entire lineup of Alternate, and they have items they're just items ahead of EG.
Yeah, and not just one hero there. There's probably
look at the junglers,
a couple.
that's the story.
Yeah, the junglers really shows that one as well. Also, if you look down at the support, Shurelia's and the Locket already in there for J-Ree. currently Crepo's not got a whole lot to be working with. Baron is going to be started off here though by Alternate, already down to less than half HP. Snoopy coming in from around the side. Arane is actually still being hit by the Baron here, but they are going to turn around. There's a shockwave which only grabs Kerp in the backside. Wicked is bouncing around through the team. Kerp actually jumping away from that one, and it's a very messy encounter, this one. They're focusing down Wicked, first of all, who is going to have his passive up for him. That will be finished off quickly as Yellow Pete gets destroyed by Lord, who then gets straight out of the fight thanks to that dark passage. And Alternate turn back around and start Baron off again.
That is the second time in a row they went straight for Kerp every time, and that's the second time he was able to jump away from it. And that is just really unfortunate. We see Alternate come out ahead 2-0 in the fight. They're going to get a Baron on top of that. The EVOGs, that was actually a really well-played fight. They just weren't able to combo everything, you know, perfectly. As you point out, that the Orianna Shockwave only hit Kerp.
Yeah, not the ideal positioning there for that one. See Froggen just trying to push this bottom lane out as much as he possibly can. If you look down the CS there between the two AD carries right now, it's a massive margin. 361 to 284. 4-0-10 is Creatine to the 2-5-0 of Yellow Pete. And this is why we talked about these two players before the game actually started. The two AD carries, it was going to be an important matchup for for the outcome of this one. And currently, Creatine is miles ahead, doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, look at that goal difference. Like, that's one full item that you know, Yellow Pete could honestly really use at this point. And you see in the middle lane, there's still 3,000 gold difference almost, and in the top lane about 4,000. Like Alternate, like you mentioned before, they're ahead in not one item, but more than one on a lot of players. And also, it looks like they're going to go for a killing blow. Kerp is not there, and they're going to go for the engage.
Yeah, they're going in on towards J-Ree here for Lord. Gets knocked up there by that Howling Gale, and lets bounces on him as well, but he's not even dying. He's hardly losing any health from that one. Goes in for one charge of the ultimate. Takes about a quarter of everyone's health and then walks straight out of it.
Now Alternate with that Baron buff, they're going to regen it away. Home guard boots need to be picked up by EVOGs. They want to defend this, but Supermans are pushed down the middle wave, and we see bottom Creatine and right now Kerp are taking that turret.
Yeah, Wicked actually jumping into this one. Kerp jumping out. No problem for him, as Lord is going to take down that turret on the top side. The inhibitor going to be taking a lot of damage here from this one, as well as Snoopy trying to get involved. That shockwave is available now if they can actually get it in the right place here, as Aranea and Lord turn around, do a bit of damage to Crepo. The repel comes in, the hook will land here on towards Snoopy. Froggen is very low. Ace in the hole comes through onto Lord. He's dangerously low as well. True Shot Barrage comes around, and now we have Creatine coming in. He's going to take down Orianna, and this is going to be a whitewash fight. I can't even call it a fight, to be honest. They're being destroyed here, and that will be a double kill. 3 kills in total for Alternate, and they can win the game right here.
Yeah, and it looks like they will, in fact, and not only be 7-2 now, it looks like they'll go up to 8-2, but that fight, if you saw what happened, it was a 3-on-5 for EVOGs, for EVOGs, where they just had every member top lane, and Alternate had their damage just nowhere near. They had Creatine bot lane, Kerp bot lane just pushing in, getting the inhibitor down, and Alternate, that is a very convincing win.
Very convincing indeed, recording their second victory